Hello and welcome to this video of Introduction to Programming. So in this video we're going to be covering a beginner website that I actually used when I was first programming. It is called CodingBat. So CodingBat is a free to use site that you can learn fundamental Java and Python skills, and it's really easy to use. So all you need to do is go to CodingBat.com, and as you can see, it auto directs to the Java page. And today we're going to just be working in Java because the Python section is not as detailed. So first and foremost, you can have an account, like create a simple account here. All that will do is save your progress on what problems you've completed. And yeah, so this is really just for anyone who's really new to programming, who wants to know various algorithms that just test your ability to use the language. But it doesn't get that intense of what you need to know. So to gauge the level of knowledge necessary, we're going to go into the sleep in problem, and that has us dealing with intro Boolean variables. So here we have the problem: the parameter weekday is true if it is a weekday, and the parameter vacation is true if we are on vacation. We sleep in if it is not a weekday or we're on vacation. Return true if we sleep in. And so with this one, we have a very simple if statement, which is used for Booleans and any kind of logic that you want and have conditional execution. So if I say return true, that means we are going to sleep in given some condition within the if statement. So we see here, we sleep in if it is not a weekday, and so we use the not symbol, which is an exclamation point, and weekday variable, which accesses either true or false depending on what is passed into the function. And so then it says or we're on vacation. And so another logic symbol would be the or, which is two of these, I don't know how to describe it, I guess vertical lines. It's when you hold shift on this key here, the / or \, not sure which one. And so we sleep in if it is not a weekday or we're on vacation. So if vacation is true, so we don't add a not, then we sleep in, which is returning true. And otherwise, we can say return false. See, we can say else and wrap the return in this, but it's actually not necessary for this program, because if this is true, then we return true, and if it isn't, then no matter what, this return function will always execute at the end of our sleep in function. And so if we go to run this, it passes all of the tests, and here we see the expected column, in which it passes a false for weekday and a false for vacation, and the expected result being true. Here's the run column, which basically says what our algorithm returns, and okay, suggesting that we did the right thing. So because we passed all of the tests, we can look at our solution and see that we have practically the same thing. They have this little comment just to explain it. It's very useful. I'm going to go on to a different problem though, just because we don't need to keep doing Booleans. So let's check this one here. So given an int n, so that's our parameter here, that's passed into the near 100 function. If it is within 10 of 100 or 200, note, this is just a note, computes the absolute value. Oh, sorry. return true if it is within 10 of 100 or 200. And so what it's telling us here is it's giving us a little hint to use the absolute function that's part of Java. So we have the math library and then ABS, which stands for absolute. So if we say math.absolute of 100 minus n is less than 10, then we know that this is within 10 of 100. And so if we say if this, and this is another way of comparing it that you may have seen in like simple math problems or inequalities, and then we can do another or statement that says math.absolute 200 minus n. And so that's if it's within 10 of 200. And so if this is true, we'll do the same thing that we did before. Return true, return false. So hopefully this does run. So actually we notice it didn't do exactly what was expected. So near 100, return true. So the expected result for near 100 of 90 is supposed to be true. Because of the way that we had written this, it has to be within less than 10. So we want to change this inequality to an equals, and that should fix it up. Oh, sorry, we can't have spaces in between the inequality. That's another important thing. Oh, right. So the equals always comes after the inequality symbol. There we go. And we've passed all our tests. We can show the solution. Should be something similar. They actually do a very clever way, which I was going to get to, but it's basically where if you have a simple algorithm like this that only has one if statement, you can really just return the boolean of the if statement. And so if I just do return and then have this boolean logic here, it should still pass, given that this condition being true would return true. And so we can see that is the case. So yeah, CodingBat, it's pretty simple. It's got various topics, logic, which has to do with Boolean variables and puzzles, strings, which is a type that you'll encounter a lot and deal with parsing. And with this, you can learn the intricacies of how you actually parse through a string, such as like what character to look at in an algorithm. And so like here, I'm not going to go over anymore, but you can look at it on your own time. And yeah, so there's a lot of different problems that are just really good for intro programming. And in the next video, I'm going to explain what the next step is past this.